All right, everyone, and welcome back to another Solo Leveling Arise video. And today we are going to be talking about the new Pure Sword Princess Valkyrie Cha Hae-In, and I'm going to be giving you guys my opinion on what you guys should be using to give her peak efficiency, how to build her in Solo Leveling Arise. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up and subscribe, because 100% of the viewers are not subscribed here. Maybe you noticed something. I'm not going to bring it up, but make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Of course, the like goal for today is going to be just 30 likes. And if the video is helpful, hopefully you guys do those things. All right. So the first thing I want to mention to you is that Cha Hae-In is the main character, of course, for the water element team. You need to have her alongside Serin and Maylin Fisher for peak efficiency. When it comes to building Cha Hae-In, whether it's through her artifacts or cores, you want to obviously have her main weapon on and do all this stuff on this main page. But you want to be focusing on investing in the defensive stats. So you need additional defense primarily and defense percentage. You also really want investment in critical hit damage, critical hit rate, and you can also make do with things like defense penetration, damage increase. And aside from that, the only thing you really need to do is avoid attack, because it's not really doing anything for her at all. But you need defense primarily because her damage is based on her defense stat, which is also nice because it helps her survivability, right? So when it comes down to it, there's actually a number of different ways you can build Cha Hae-In and build her effectively. So the recommended build for her is actually, I believe, full infamy based on the game's own internal recommendation, and that is the new chaotic set. Now, again, remember to stay within the parameters I mentioned. Like this one is an okay one. It's got 2 defensive stats. You really want that. I don't love the attack in there. MP is fine. But again, remember that you want to stay within the parameter. But the game's recommendation is infamy, and the reason why is because if you run chaotic infamy, it has this effect in here that's extremely strong as an 8-piece specifically, where in team fight mode the user's damage dealt increases by 40%. So here's the deal. This is why, you know, we have these little things here so you can put more than one set on, right? So in content like Power of Destruction and Guild Boss, the answer is 8-piece infamy. You're going to put on 8-piece infamy because that is going to peak her damage the most. Now, that's where things get kind of fun aside from that, because you have a lot of options. It's, do you want to go 4-piece Iron Will with outstanding ability on the right side? Spoiler, outstanding ability is just one of the best right side sets for most characters, so I've already got that settled. Do you want to do 4-piece Curse? 4-piece infamy here? Do you want to do 2 infamy, 2 curse? You have a lot of options. I think that the most common setup should be 4-piece curse on the left side to start. However, I do think you can also move to 2-piece infamy and 2-piece curse, and then even eventually gradually move into 4-piece infamy left side if you wanted to do that. Now, Iron Will is another brand new set that's really strong for defense damage dealers specifically. Now, the only reason I don't skew towards this, it could be an okay 2-piecer just to give you the extra defense, which again is damage in this case. The only reason I don't skew this way is because she's not a character that has accessibility to throw her ultimate consistently, or, you know, on a whim like a Charlotte does. Like, she can just forcefully throw her ultimate, right? So like, this is really good on her and Thomas. But Cha is the next character in that, you know, same vein, where she's a defense-based DPS character, primary DPS for a team. But the 4-piece set, when the user uses their ultimate, it increases their defense by 5%, stacking up to 5 times for a permanent duration. That is good. That's very good. Increases ultimate skill damage as well by 50% one time only. It's not, in my opinion, what you should be skewing towards. But Cha also has this thing in here. This is where also infamy is strong, right? Infamy does the thing where it increases your skill damage, which is very good, right? Increases the damage taken, doesn't really matter a ton on a defense-based character, but increasing the skill damage is very strong, because for Cha, she's got this inbuilt skill here, Heavenly Swords, which triggers whenever she uses the Sword Princess stance or Heavenly Strike. It just activates Heavenly Swords, which are those extra swords that come around her, and she gets more swords based on where the gauge is. However, the user deals water damage equal to 175% of their defense for every blade summoned as part of this skill, and it counts as a basic skill. So Cha's basically got, I mean, her skills change. She's really got like 6 skills or whatever. Like, she's got a lot of stuff going on. 6 like variations outside of like the ultimate, QTE, support. Like, she's got a lot. If you want to consider all the ones literally shown here, 2, 4, 6, she's got like 12 because her skills change, right? Anyway, Heavenly Swords is an extra one that scales off of a basic skill. So with that being the case, those swords will do more damage with Chaotic Infamy up as well. And as a result, Big Rock as well as a Shadow would be beneficial there too. The thing with Burning Curse, though, is that you just flat out, as a 2-piece, get extra 10% damage and then an additional bonus, right? Stacking up to 100 times, it is a little bit slow, but you still just flat out get that. And then as the 4-piece, you get the extra damage. So the reason why, and then you also get the healing effect, which is okay, right? The reason I advocated for 2-2 is because you can do that and still get a blend here. So you get the skill damage up, you get the damage up, right? The damage up. And then you are taking extra damage from both of these, but with a lot of defense investment, you should be fine, right? And then with Seren's passive for HP and defense, she's going to be fine. But again, I think that ultimately you can just go for here, right? Like, the point is that there's a lot of different stuff. The only thing that I think I'm pretty positive on is that Infamy 8-piece is the best set for her in other content. Now, I mentioned all of the left side variants while maintaining Outstanding on the right side. The reason Outstanding is here and it's not really changing is because it just flat out is an insane damage buff. The damage dealt increase effect potency increases to 60%, and the effect now triggers when the user's at 40% of their maximum MP. So when the user's at 40% or more of their maximum MP, they get 60% damage. Like, do I need to explain that? That's like, that's insane. Like, I don't need to explain that. So all you have to do is maintain a high damage threshold. But okay, what is the alternative aside from, you know, saying that the only time you're ever going to take Outstanding off is in the case of going 8-piece for Infamy? Well, what can you do? Can you go 4 Curse for Infamy? Yeah, you probably could. You can, right? Or you could go 4 Iron Will for Infamy. You could do that. You can absolutely do variations like that. Is there any other right side piece I would put on aside from like a Burning Curse, Burning Greed, blah, blah, blah? Outstanding is actually highly recommended by them too. Outstanding is just a ridiculous set. No, Chaotic Wish. When they use their ultimate skill or support skill, increase the attack. Nah, I mean, you could, but I'm not going to. So now we're just grasping for straws. I'm pretty positive that what I told you is what I would do. I mean, all these other sets are cool, but as a defense scaler, things like this that increase the attack, yeah, there's just no value in this. Like, they literally do nothing for her. You could build something niche and go concentration or like Sylph, but I just think that's doing her a disservice. So yeah, I'm going to say 4 Outstanding is the best right side. And then again, 4 Infamy, 2-2, whatever you want to do, 4 Curse. It's mostly up to you. Now, for cores. So cores, again, you want to still meet the same idea of hitting defense and crit bonuses ideally. So the first slot will give you an attack increase, but the substat is up to you, right? So what I'll say is with this, where are we going? Water. Okay. With this one, I would actually focus more on just getting crit just in general. If you're low on rate, you can get rate here. Like, if your artifacts aren't giving you enough rate, you can get rate here instead of damage as a secondary. But for these, I like this skill a lot. This one is one that's like cool, but like the effect does nothing for her. Like I've explained a few times, this does nothing for her. She doesn't need an attack increase whatsoever. So the options are kind of slim, right? You can focus on getting other ones too. Like these ones here increases the critical hit of core attacks. I just wouldn't do it. I just don't see the value. So for me, I'm going to go with this. it's assuming I can get one of these that's got crit rate sub stat, that's perfect, which I don't have. Great. I've got a damage, which isn't bad. Damage increase is also not bad. Okay, I guess I'll just use this. It's freaking level 1, 5%, so whatever. But when they use the ultimate skill, the user's critical hit damage increases. So kind of just straightforward on this one. Now for this piece here, I think it's this one here. So when you use the ultimate, grants a shield equal to 10% of the max. Once again, just not a lot of variation here. Actually, this is increased defense when 50% or below. When at 70% or fewer HP. You know what? If you do those sets that are gonna nuke your damage, like I think she's still fine, but this is a dark horse one I would put on. This is the most important slot for Cha, because it's gonna give you the ability to get a, again, defense bonus in the top slot. And this one will give you defense increase as well. I typically still skew towards putting the same, again, using the ultimate one, the fire one or whatever. But this is an important slot for Cha, and I can see this being very good. You could use the red one. The red one's tricky. In fact, it's easier to get. The reason I went away from the red one is because of outstanding. So like, I think the red is better if you don't have to worry about outstanding, but you've got to be within that 10% range, right? Like above 40, but below 50, it's just hard to trigger. If you're not doing outstanding, then I think this is the best set or the best one there, because it's kind of easy to trigger. But outside of that, though, the safe choice once again is the ultimate, give shield, decreased damage taken is kind of whatever. So yeah, but the red one is interesting, or the purple. There it is. Purple one is interesting. As for primary stat, you want to get additional defense though. If you can, you want to get additional defense, crit damage. Like this, ironically, you want to get additional defense, crit damage, or defense percentage as a secondary if you have to do that. Okay, crit rate, I'll take that. That's fine. Yeah, I'll take that. And for the last one here, I typically like the purple on her. Decreases MP recovery rate and skill consumption. Now, here's the deal. If you're going to put this on, since she's not, I've used her a little bit, but I haven't experienced, maybe this is just me not having experienced it yet, and it's not to say it doesn't exist. She's not like Sa-In, where like after 2 attacks, all of her MP is gone, right? So at least that's my experience so far. And if she does wind up being like that, then obviously that changes things a little bit. But I like this one here. Once again, the additional HP is fine. Go for that. Secondary stats, same deal. You want to get criticals if possible, or defense penetration, damage up. That's fine. Skill MP consumption though, going down is pretty nice for her. When the users has 20% of their MP or less, they recover MP equal to 30. This is a solid effect. It's just a one-time bump to get you back to 50. I can see myself using that. Using the basic attack 3 times, it increases the power gauge. This is actually not a bad one for her, because you actually want to use your basic with Cha to fill that gauge, right? Because it's based off of using the core attack and the skill 1. So that's actually a really good one for Cha, I think. Ultimate restores MP. That one's kind of whatever. I think that actually the Wraith one is really good. The purple one's great, but I think the Wraith one is really good. When using Sword Dance or Heavenly Sword Strike, activate Heavenly Swords. Where's the gauge at? The number of blades goes there. Skill increase based on the Will of Swords. Gauge recharge level. Where's the... Oh, when the user uses Sword, Princess Dance, or Heavenly Strike. Where's that? Heavenly Strike. Yeah. So using the core attack, which is going to trigger more repeatedly from using your basics, fills that gauge. And then that also lends itself into the power. Like, I think that's a good setup. Maybe there's something in here I'm missing, but I think that's a good setup. So I would consider going for that for Cha. It's just with Cha, she's like very versatile. There's just a lot of different things you can go for. And I think it's not that any of them are wrong. I just think that she's just got a lot of optionality. I don't though, because I don't have stuff I really want. They're all low level, which is great. So I'm gonna put that on for now, but I do really like purple. I think purple was a great choice as well. This one here, I really like purple for her. And maybe if I get into testing her a little bit more and see that she's got a MP issue, I will settle for that. So we'll see what happens. But ultimately, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new for more content. If you haven't supported already, make sure you do support to the link down below in the description and all that fun stuff. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next one.